Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to Moscow, and welcome to a new apartment video. Actually, this is more like a small townhouse or flat. It's right behind me. We're gonna go check it out together. The place we want to go and see is inside this building right here, and there is only 25 apartments here. And the place we're going to go see is actually on the upstairs level, but it's a 2-level apartment. But just have a look at this building for a minute. Now here in Moscow we had some snow over the weekend, and it doesn't look really as beautiful as the picture I saw a couple of days ago. And this is a gated business class building, and there's only 25 apartments in the whole complex. And the place we're going to go see is for rent. So we'll talk about the rental price at the end of the video. And I will be also having a special guest on. So this is actually the gated entry over here if you've got a car. And if you're a visitor as well, there is also cameras and plenty of security. In business class apartments, it's very standard. So you can actually come in off this street entrance right here. Where we are here is actually the Danilovsky district of Moscow. However, the nearest transport, if you were to come by metro or train, is actually Paveletsky train station. And at the end of the street, it's probably hard to see, the Moscow River is about a 5-minute walk away, and the embankment that you can do the whole lap along the river. But this building doesn't look Russian. It looks like somewhere that would be in Paris or somewhere in Western Europe. And of course, the car splashing through the puddles remind you you're still in Moscow. Let's go check it out. Just before I go in the gate, the apartment is currently empty. It is furnished, it's for rent, and with a well-known real estate agent who I've had on the channel before. We're going to meet them a little bit later. It is 68 square meters. It's considered a 1-bedroom flat or apartment, as I always like to call them. It would suit somebody who is single or a couple. It's really a very nice place. From the photos before I've been inside, it looks super nice. If you don't know me, I'm an Australian who lives here in Moscow region. This is not where I live. I'm really on the opposite side of Moscow, and I get a chance from time to time to come and do videos like this. And if you're interested in this as a rental, there'll be more details coming at the end of the video. So enjoy the tour. Coming inside the territory from the street, actually there is the gate right here for cars to come in and out, and then all of the tenants have a parking spot each. There is also a gate on the side. If you're wondering where we put our rubbish, there is a storeroom right here, and then they come and pick it up, and then just spinning around here. So this is gated, and then only for the tenants or owners. This would actually be where the security guard would sit. Now, being that this is a new complex, I think they haven't got it fully set up, and there is actually a building manager who is here pretty much all the time anyway, and anything that you would need. Of course, the snow, so there's ample place to park and turn around. And then having a look at the building from the backside. So the actual apartment that we're going to go visit is up on the 1st level. So the lower ground floor apartments are the entire width of the building, and they've got the street entrance and then this back entrance, and they also have these small garden terraces. I think that's the right term for them, or mini gardens. And then if you need somewhere to go and play in the next buildings over, there is some children's play areas right there. And I just noticed too, somebody has a barbecue. Probably today wouldn't be an ideal to have it, That would be super nice. And then the entrance where we want to go inside is just up the pathway here. Now, if I was here 2 days ago, you wouldn't have even seen a snowflake in Moscow. And it's just such a dramatic change in the last 48 hours. Have a look at these ground floor ones. We're going to go on the upstairs level where there is actually a Juliet balcony as well. Let's head on inside. Coming on inside on the lower floor, there is actually an intercom to open the door. And if you're the owner, of course, you would tap your button right here. But if you're visiting, the cameras also. And then have a look at this interior. Now, the actual entrance to the apartment is up on the first level. But how nice is this? It has central heating. It's fully tiled. We've got these decorated wall panels. It's a little bit echoey, but that's gonna always be the way. And then these very big windows as well. Absolutely beautiful. Really and truly, just a little bit of extra detail when you come to business class apartments. There is a fire safety plan. And then we need to go down this corridor. And the apartment is right here on the right. Before I head on inside, I just want to look back down the corridor here and appreciate the finishing on the walls and the lights. And this is where we want to go, right here. Now, for the purpose of this, my shoes are already off. Of course, you saw the weather outside. It's really a must to have some nice winter shoes. Now, coming inside, you've got this entranceway with these nice tiles. And then on the right here is your intercom. If you want somebody to come and visit you, they can call you up at the apartment. Also, you can pull up the cameras as well. It looks like some guys are coming in to do some work. That's quite funny. And yeah, everything is right there for you. If somebody's coming to visit with the car, you can open the gate, you can open the door, and then eventually I'll walk through into the kitchen in just a second. There is this nice, big, very large wardrobe right here. Always a mirror at the entrance. And these fitted wardrobes with the drawers. So you've got lots of storage. Plenty of storage. That's the breaker box for the power. That's where your internet would go. This is very standard in every apartment in Russia. Now I have a special guest coming up in a minute. I think you'll notice by the fact that there's an extra pair of shoes and a coat right here. So when you come in, take everything off. And then have a look who's over here. Irina is here. And of course, we're going to have a conversation with her after I've done the walk around. And she's graciously given me a few minutes to come and do this apartment tour. And of course, this is for rent, like I've mentioned. And of course, if you're interested in this place as a rental or other places in Moscow, she's going to help you out. On the switches over here, there's one for the lights, and this is for the underfloor heating. So in this downstairs bathroom, there is underfloor heating. This would be considered the guest bathroom, and essentially it's a toilet and sink, and this is where the washing machine would go. This apartment doesn't have a tumble dryer. Oh my gosh, such a beautiful place. These floor-to-ceiling tiles, though, are absolutely amazing. Even they put them on the underneath of the entryway right there. Just little extra touches. So you've got the wood paneled floors, nice big skirting boards as well. So there's definitely attention to detail. So on this lower level, there's the living area. So very traditional lounge room, big sofa, television. There's a cabinet over there. And let's have a look. There's a dining area right here. You could also set up your computer on the table as well. There is also central heating, which I'll talk about in a minute. It's actually very warm in here because the underfloor heatings have been switched on. The radiators on the wall are on. It's very warm. So this bespoke or fitted kitchen, Bosch appliances, and of course traditional oven, hot plates. And then there's the built-in fridge. I think I'm not showing you anything groundbreaking. However, just the way it's been finished. These recessed cupboards right here. Drawers. And then I think this one is the dishwasher as well. So you have everything. Once you put your plates away, you've got a drying rack right there. I think everybody in Russia has a drying rack. It's very normal. Actually, you could put an extra seat here and sit at this little mini breakfast bar. But nice table for 4. Now, ideally, this place would be for somebody who's single, or perhaps a couple, perhaps Irina as well. But there, you can see the radiators built on the wall here. So these are currently on, being that it's cooler weather outside. And also, as we come over to the window, it's a nice cabinet for some trinkets. Nice big television. So this would be rented fully furnished. So exactly what you see, except for Irina. She's our only exception for the rental. So you'll actually see here, they've got the underfloor heating or air vents. I'm not sure the exact way to call them. And then the actual view of the apartment is back into the garden area here. So you can see the parking downstairs, some of the other buildings. And you've got this, is it called a Juliet balcony? I think that's the name. Kind of a Juliet balcony. However, it's very tastefully decorated, very minimal. I think everything that I like about the place anyway. Have a look at how many downlights there are for the kitchen right there. I just noticed that now. And what we're going to do in a few minutes, I'm going to talk with Irina about this place, and she'll give us more information. And I'm going to head on upstairs. On top of the heating and central heating for this apartment, there is actually also a split system air conditioning unit right here, which I think it's like a backup of the backup. I'm not sure how many heating and air conditioning things you need in an apartment, but in somewhere like this, it's been built as a standard. And we're going to head on upstairs. Just for a minute though, have a look at this high ceiling. Now, we saw this from outside, these skylights in the roof. Now, this is actually the first floor apartment, so it's basically the first level, second level, and then into what would have been originally a loft space. But how nice. Now, the only thing, not everybody loves steps, but this is the part of this design of apartment. We can have a nice view down to the lounge room. I think that's what we're calling it now, right? I know I've mentioned this in a few videos before. So this is considered a 1-bedroom flat or apartment. I will actually clarify with Irina some of the fine details at the end. Also underfloor heating in the bathroom as well. Let's keep going. These skylights are really very nice. Of course, we've had snow in Moscow in the last couple of days, so they're a little bit snowed over, but give it probably another 2 or 3 days and that will all be gone. So the upstairs area is essentially the sleeping area, the owner's area, and the actual sofa in the lounge room could be converted to a bed. So there is something quite interesting here. So there is a bath. There is also the shower, of course. We all know that. Put all your lotions right here. This is a plug-in radiator because of the way the pipes would have come into the apartment, they'd have just put this as a plug-in version, which is really nice. Look at this tiling. This would have been a bit of work to put these tiles in here, really and truly. All this black furniture as well. There's one of those famous objects that I call the Thailand special. If you've been to Asia, you'll know what I mean. I just want to close this door here a little bit and just have a look how much room you have. And you've got a full-size shower, or a second shower if you like, and then the recessed drain right there. This is very nice. In my apartment, I've got the shower over the bath, which is very normal, but to have the second shower, it's just a bit of a bonus. And then coming into the bedroom here. Now I have intentionally put lights on in all the rooms. However, I think if these are the overhead lights. I was going to say if I switch them off, the amount of light coming from these skylights is more than enough. Nice big king-size bed here. So part of the rental, of course, this is all furnished. You just need your own sheets. There's even USB sockets on the side. These are actually the batteries for the curtains that are built in to the skylights. You can see over here they clip in to this little bracket, and you can close and have that as full blackout in here, which I think obviously at night that's a must. Another radiator on the wall there. Very classic drawers. There is no TV upstairs here, but the socket's right there. Have a look at this high ceiling. Wow. And then you've got a walk-in wardrobe or dressing room. What's the right term for them? In Australia we call it a walk-in wardrobe, although there's no door on this one. However, I think in America it's closet. And pretty much all the basics. Really interesting. So this place is only a year old. And I would imagine at the time when they did the furniture, they would have put a ironing board. And it's not even been taken out of the plastic. So whoever was previously living here, I'm not sure how they kept their clothes straight. How's that for waking up though? Now, it's an overcast day today, but you can get what I mean, I think. There is also the split system air conditioner in here as well. But these radiators make it nice and warm. You could literally be in the house in shorts and t-shirt, and it's not a problem. So 2 bathrooms. So downstairs was that guest bathroom or toilet, and then the full bathroom upstairs. Also the higher doors as well. These are a little bit taller than standard ones. But these are standard width doors. I know in a few videos people have commented that they're not wide enough. But I think personally it's more than adequate. But as a rental, what do you think? Could you live here? And of course I'm going to put all the details in the description of the video, and then also Irina's contact details, and actually even the pin and map link to where this is, so you can understand where we are in Moscow for the start and end of the video. Okay, so I'm actually joined here by the famous Moscow realtor, Irina.
Yeah, I'm here.
And this interview, we didn't script, again. First question I have, of course, this is a rental.
Yes.
I talked about that in the introduction outside. But the first question, is there any moose?
Oh, it's first territory. There are no mooses here.
Yeah. So,
no mooses, no bears, no squirrels, nobody here. Oh, no.
So if you've watched previous videos with Irina, I've done interviews with her after the walk around, and it's been in very green areas. And actually where we are here, the Paveletsky embankment, or the Moscow River, I think it's 5 minutes away, 7
For
minutes.
embankment, yes.
Yeah,
But,
so maybe there's some sharks or some piranhas.
well, you can fish and you can try to fish here, of course. But
Dolphins?
dolphins,
No, not in Moscow.
Russell.
Okay.
Russell, not today, because it's snowy today.
It's cold outside.
In 1 week, when it will be sunny and more warm, we will check.
Now, I was thinking of some questions to ask you. So this is a rental,
Yes.
and this is now free for rent. And the actual apartment itself, or the building itself, is only 1 year old from when it was completely remodeled. And actually outside, it feels very like Paris.
Yes, because it's too small, just 2 stairs,
Yeah,
2 floors.
2 stories.
Just 2 stories, and just 24 apartments for all buildings.
Right, so that was my question too. How many?
24.
24. So there's only...
25.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yes, 24 apartments here.
So
not too much people. It's silent.
Actually, out the window or from the street while I was waiting for you, nobody around.
Nobody here.
Now, the apartment is for rent. We've got that part. So there is actually a parking space. So this is a gated territory.
Yes, it's gated territory, and you have parking place, which included in the price.
Of the rent.
Yes.
So if you've got a car, I think I don't have
One more.
Oh.
We have storage on the downstairs.
On the basement.
On the basement. If you need to keep a bicycle or skis,
or husband.
Or children. You have special place for it.
Mostly for outdoor things, if you've got equipment for going on.
It's best place for live for one person or for 2 people for pair. It's not for children, but
This apartment.
this apartment.
Right. This is considered a luxury complex, would you say, or
Yes,
business?
It's business
class.
Business class complex.
But the fact that it's gated and private and secure.
If you would like silent, if you don't want to connect with anybody, it is the best place for you.
Now, when I arrived here, I actually came via Paveletsky train station. And then you can actually walk here.
Nobody.
Nobody's walking. Most people probably would have a car if they live here. But you could walk here, you said it's around about 20 minutes.
25 minutes. 25 minutes.
From Paveletsky train station, which also has the metro station. It also has the very big shopping center there as well.
Yes, and big square.
Yeah, very nice.
Fountain.
Fountains. Yeah,
Fountains,
yes,
yes,
dancing fountains.
It was dancing fountains, yes.
But you can also go walking by the river.
To ask the shark there.
Yeah, to look for sharks. And actually, on the next street corner, there is a small shopping center.
Yes.
And there's cafes.
It's office center.
Yeah, right, a business center.
Business center.
It has little cafes, little eateries.
Yes, in the
supermarket
weekday.
there.
It doesn't work in the weekend.
Oh. Okay, but I think one of the 2 of the shops might be open. So.
Yeah.
What's my other questions to you? So, if people want to rent this, can they get registration? If it's somebody that's not...
Here, it's not possible. Sorry, it's not our special last option in the Krylia.
Right. Right. So the previous place we made the walk around, the owner was willing to do registration.
Yes.
Now, that's going to vary depending on the owners of apartments and houses. And
Yes.
now, the one thing, if you're wanting to come to Russia and you want to get registration, I think the best thing
You had to do it.
You'd be able to find listed places
Yes.
which can be registered in.
Which
I think
owner
is
who can and who wants.
right. So now, probably perfectly suited for this place would be somebody who lives single or alone, or
pair,
a couple.
And it's not possible to make registration here.
Yeah, that's no worries.
Not possible.
Yeah, so I think depending on the people that want to live here, but I think you can find somewhere else.
I can find everything you want. If it's not property, I can find it too.
What, like we want to rent a shopping center, garage?
Mooses, shark, everything.
Yeah, so the actual area where we're in here, we were just looking on your map.
Yeah.
This is called the Danilovsky district.
Yes, district, Danilovsky district.
Now, quite famously there,
It's a middle, it's a center of Moscow.
Moscow, right?
Yes.
But there is Danilovsky Rynok, which is a very famous food market.
Yes.
And some restaurants there. There's also the monastery there.
And the river, and you could a lot of walk area.
Yeah, a
area,
lot of territory to walk.
but not so green.
But Moscow is the most greenest city in the whole world. And even just the immediate buildings nearby here, there is some play areas, and actually there's even I think it's a volleyball or badminton court.
And one big theater, one famous big theater here nearby, music theater.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So if you don't want to go to Bolshoi, you can go.
Yes, every evening you can go to walk by the river embankment and to come to the theater and to listen to music.
Yeah. So if they want to contact you, what's the easiest way to ask you questions? I think
Better WhatsApp.
the cold weather outside's giving me this little cough. So better WhatsApp.
Better WhatsApp.
And you've also got a website as well with the contacts. Also, you've got some testimonials of your past clients as well. Like people who have, right.
Yes.
By the way, guys, we don't do any questions. There's no list of script. And Irina's always wondering what I'm going to ask you. What do you? I've seen your website.
I have website. I have point on the Yandex Map. In Russia, it's so popular Yandex Map. And if you want to find the feedback of my work.
Correct. That's the testimonials.
It's feedback. Yes.
Yes, feedback. So Now. Yeah, so absolutely. I think...
I have a lot.
But you're not really advertising. You're having people who contact you.
Yes.
You have private clients who...
By recommendations.
Recommendation.
Yes,
Imagine that.
I'm not by commercial. All my clients come to me by recommendation because I do my best.
Now, I will do a separate few minutes at the end of this talking about the price for rent. So I'll do a little bit after we finish talking. But the monthly rental includes electricity, water, and so you're basically the total amount that you're paying monthly.
It includes everything.
Right.
You have to pay
the only thing
fixed price.
And then the only extra would be if you want to install your own Wi-Fi.
Only Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But if they ask, we can include it.
Yeah, I think in Russia it's maybe maximum $10 a month.
Yeah.
Depending on the carrier that you're using.
$10.
But actually, a lot of people probably would use their own phone network and stream.
Because we have very good connection by phone, and it's not too expensive too.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think all of Irina's information will be in the description.
I hope.
It will, of course. It will be. It'll be in the pinned comments. Now, I want you to tell us a secret word that people need to put in the comments.
Okay. Secret word will be the moose.
Oh, moose.
It will be our secret word.
Right. Now, if we see the word moose in all the comments, we know they've reached this part of the video at the very least. I think people will stick around anyway for a few more minutes because I'm going to talk about the price. But the word moose. Now, if you can fit it into a sentence so it doesn't look so obvious, it will confuse people who are reading all the comments. And basically, this place is ready to be rented.
It's ready.
Now, if somebody calls you and wants to move in here, and they'll pay obviously the things like the deposit and the rental agreements and things, how many days? Same day?
Yes,
or maybe
same day.
Maybe 24 hours?
No, if you need now, I will give you now it. No problem.
But there's just the signing of the contract and exchange of documents.
It take maybe 1 hour.
So yeah, that's one thing that's very different in Russia, is the simplicity of a rental agreement. Yes. It's considerably
not everywhere, Russell.
Okay.
It's style of my work. I like to do my work so fast and with deep quality. And I know if it is important for you, I will do it fast. 1 hour, okay, it will be 1 hour.
And this afternoon you can reverse the truck and come inside.
I will do everything.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Irina, for this interview.
Yeah.
And today the weather is not amazing. It's getting better. We're just looking up at the skylight.
It's but sunny. Sun in Moscow, it's very...
Actually, I think a lot of people who missed winter had a nice day yesterday, Sunday, running around in Moscow and throwing snow in the air, and
I hope in 1 week
it's
will be
finished.
Yes.
And we'll be back to
+12 will be...
+12. Oh,
Yes.
balmy weather. So yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
As I come on outside to the street and the fresh air, I really want to thank Irina for doing the interview and the chat. She is such a lovely person, and if you need a real estate agent, I would wholeheartedly recommend her for places here in Moscow or somewhere else. I'm going to find somewhere now that's suitable for going through the prices of the rental of that place. So give me a minute and we'll find somewhere comfortable where I can do the last few minutes and ending of the video. Okay, let me go through the prices of the apartment for rent. Now, just a few things to keep in mind, and I'll hope that they come up here, these different notes that I've made. It's a 68 square meter apartment. It's considered a 2-room apartment. However, it's 1 bedroom with the upstairs bathroom and then the guest bathroom downstairs. In Russia, they like to call them 2-room apartments, but it's 1 bedroom. It is fully furnished, so everything that you saw was in the apartment. Also the parking spot as well. And of course you get the PIN code for the gate to come inside. And then also part of the price of the rental, it includes the utilities, which is the electricity and water. Now, depending on the place that you rent in Russia, you may have to pay it on top of a rental agreement, but this place it's included. It's just easier for the owner to do that, and I think even for the person renting as well. There's no fiddling about with how much you've used every month. So the rental is 220,000 rubles per calendar month. So in different currencies, hopefully they're coming up right here, 2,540 US dollars. Now today I'm doing it in Canadian dollars, 3,625 Canadian dollars. And then in British pounds, 1,980 British pounds. And that's per calendar month. And it includes your utilities, which I think, and also of course the parking as well. Now, pretty much if you rent somewhere, the parking is part of where you might rent from. So what do you think of the price? Let me know in the comments. I thought it was a very nice apartment. It is a very quiet area here. Of course, with the snow and the slushy rain, it sounds a little bit different today. But give it 2 days and this place will be shining brightly. Now, I again want to thank Irina. I know I've done it a couple of times, but she is super amazing. And don't forget her secret word in the comments. If you've forgotten it already, maybe go back and listen for it. Let's see if we see it in the comments of the video. Could I live here? Absolutely. I know this area. I know a lot of the surrounding places nearby. So absolutely I could. If you want to follow my Telegram, there's a link right here to my Telegram channel. And then if you want to watch an old video on the channel, I'll put another apartment tour for you to look at and watch right after this. And you can keep traveling with Russell. Okay, everybody, I'm off on another adventure. Bye.